What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? It is your boy Seattle Rick 206, aka that boy Rick, aka they call him Slick, aka Hype Man Rick 206. Wait a minute, aka 2D Hydro Game Rick. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. We back with some more 2D Hydro Racing. We are back with some more 2D Hydro Racing. We're gonna check our sound here really quick. We got sound. Um, I want to first say this. I posted this on my community page. Um, I'm appreciative of my subscribers. Okay. I want to first say this. I'm appreciative of my subscribers. This YouTube thing that I do is definitely something that keeps my brain focused. It keeps my brain from thinking of negativity. I have a lot of real stuff going on in my life, and so therefore this keeps me grinding. This keeps me in a different mind space. So I would appreciate it. I would truly appreciate it if people would try to know the person that they're seeing first before they start speaking upon them. My setup is not like everybody else's. Um, I don't have certain capabilities like other people do. I don't. I'm new. I'm still new to all of this. Having subscribers and stuff like that. I'm still new to all of it, so I would appreciate if people would hold their attitudes back just a little bit, and understand that I'm a real person with real issues, and I'm truly doing this to keep my brain on a different playing field. And with your negative comments and stuff like that, and the way you coming at me, Queen B, I believe the name was. That's truly not appreciated. You should get to know me before you get to, talking, and you're gonna lose my all the all that stuff. We need to keep all that. Know who you watching before you start doing all that. So, again, I want to get my channel monetized and all that stuff, but I don't want none of the BS attached. Um, I see people coming in and giving me subs and doing this. I can't keep up with all the profiles and stuff like that. And again, I don't know how who you are, just like you don't know who I am. So if I don't immediately reply to you or say anything, I apologize. Truly apologize. But that's no here or there. Just please, y'all, just know and understand that I appreciate everybody coming in, subbing to my channel. But if you feel like you are the one popping my channel off and making it crack, and I can't give credit to you directly because I know who is the one who first started this off for me. So if you're attached to that person who started this whole sub thing off for me, thank you. And I'm just saying that I'm appreciative. But this person came at me talking about who is that on your post and all that. I don't need that. that's definitely something that I do not need. Um, and you should not be coming at people on their channels like that. Honestly, you should definitely get to know who you are dealing with first, and then because the door is always open, as well as the doors open for you to come in and sit down and chill. Is open for you to go to, because it's just something that I don't I don't play those type of games. So if you're hearing this and you take this the way you want to take it, but I'm truly just trying to be humble and just do this and keep my brain redirected, and because I got a lot of real life going on. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand that, then maybe this is just not the space for you. So I appreciate you, and you can take your sub back. It is what it is. It ain't gonna hurt me. It ain't gonna hurt me. So if this is not the place for you, this is just not the place for you. There's billions and billions and billions of YouTube channels. So you guys can go and do your thing over wherever you gotta do your thing at. So um, I am your humble host with the most and all the burnt toast in the West Coast. You dig? Your boy Seattle Rick 206. We are here with some more Hydro 2D racing. Hydro 2D racing, y'all. Just had to get that off my chest because I do not like people approaching me when they don't know me. So I have to just let people know. But other than that, I hope you guys are good, man. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are blessed today. Um, and I apologize for the earlier video. I apologize for the earlier video. I had to get off. I did not realize that my significant other needed some assistance, so I hopped off, and that's where some of the negativity. Hey, you're about to lose my support. Well, if you knew what was going on the other side of your freaking window or the other side of your screen, then maybe you'd understand. So again, people just need to stay in their lane until they know who they're dealing with and what's going on. But again, I appreciate people. I appreciate people. Um, What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Seattle Rick 206, aka that boy Rick, aka they call him Slick, aka Hype Man Rick 206. Wait a minute, aka 2D Hydroplane Game Rick. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Please take this opportunity to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. We are working over here. We are working. We're doing what we can. We staying afloat. We staying motivated. We staying inspired. Just want to bring you guys some more hydro racing. Got some footage. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Russ McElRoy. I just came across your video, sir, and I truly appreciate the home videos that you have of the hydros. I seen the one in 1984, and that's the one I'm going to share today with you guys. It's a 1984 home video of from Mr. Russ McElroy. I mean, he's got all the old school boats, like up close, real old school footage, colors and all. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So you guys give your boy a second. Once again, welcome from your man Hype Man, and welcome to Hydro 2D Racing and another session. I appreciate you guys. We are going to be running the 1984 series. 1984. We are in the 1984 spirit. So yeah, let's get to the footage, and we will be underwater momentarily. Again, once again, I appreciate you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. To those who are subscribing out of full sincerity, I appreciate you, and I love you, and I thank you. Those who are subscribing to the channel, just to say that you are subscribing to the channel, you might come and find out this might not be the spot for you, and that's okay. That's okay. But we appreciate everybody, and I hope you guys enjoy yourselves, enjoy your days, and enjoy the stream that we got going on here. So welcome, and let's get to the footage. Let's get to the footage. I appreciate y'all.
here.
What?
He'll probably go out again. What? He's done. Look at him.
Yeah.
What's up now? What's up? Dude, he's out of gas. Oh my god!
It's perfect.
You can move up probably. It's got an onboard, right.
He's taking it. Just like Indy does. Yeah. Well, bug this spray shit bag sprays not CO2. It's that foam stuff. It's PK12. Yeah.
Hey yo, hey yo. Shout out to my guy A1 Hoop Zone. Shout out to my guy A1 Hoop Zone. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Hey yo, hey yo. Shout out to my guy. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you so much, man. I truly do. I think you know that though. You know how much I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, that cannot go as a secret. I truly appreciate you, my man. And I didn't realize I could sit here and I could talk on my stream. I didn't know that. I've been trying to figure out my volumes, so I haven't been saying too much of anything. But we are running the 1984 series, Hydros, the 1984 series, with your boy Seattle Rick 206. Again, now that I know what my volume settings should be, I'll be able to talk like this, after a race, let you guys know who won the race, and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, all I need to do now is just click on and off my mic, and we can go from there. But yeah, we're gonna go back to the menu, 1984. Let's go grab that Executone. We were just watching all these boats in real life on a home video that I saw on YouTube, and it got me pumped up, got me real pumped up, got me real pumped up. So yeah, we're gonna get into these boats, and yeah, it's your boy Seattle Rick 206, man. I appreciate y'all, man. A1, I appreciate you, brother. Big vote today, man. OKC, big vote today. I'll keep you informed. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Tostiasti first, Budweiser second, the Executone third, American Speedy fourth, Alberto fifth, and the Renault coming in sixth. They've actually made some changes on the title of the game. Also, I've now got a title of lead promotions. I stated that on my YouTube. I just stated that, but now it's official. On the next build of the game, it will state that on the introductory screen of the video game. It has our names, the designer, the programmer, and me with the promotions. So very honored for that, man. Very honored for that. Very excited for the growth of this platform. Very excited for the growth of this platform. So y'all sit back, relax. I'll throw on another video and get myself together. Make sure my lady don't need anything, and we'll be right back.
To the final, the Bud, the Tosti, the Atlas, the Renault, Executone telephones in the Squire shop. Chief referee for the racing today, Lee Shaneth, out of Detroit. And for the start, the boats are strung way out. It looks like the Renault on the inside. Here comes Mickey Riemann in the Squire shop with a great start. Mickey Riemann in the Union Bay Squire shop with possibly the best start of his career. He is way ahead of the field as he goes into the east turn. Not looking back, simply streaking down, going around the turn. You see second and third place. The Bud and the Atlas Van Lines. Tosti's dead in the water. Back at the west turn, he did not even start the race. But in the meantime, Mickey Riemann in first place in the Union Bay Squire shop. He's got two people right there behind him, the Atlas on the left and the Budweiser on the right. Into the west turn, Mickey Riemann at some of the highest speeds that he has reached today, screaming into that west turn. Look at it bounce off the sponsons out there. Getting pretty rough, as a matter of fact. Mickey Riemann, he's moving along in first place here in the Squire shop. Let's get a time for him. He's screaming down the main chute. Yes, 132.061 miles per hour, his fastest lap of the day. The Atlas Van Lines, as you can see, a rooster tail away from the Squire shop. The Budweiser in third place with Jim Cropfeld out of Cincinnati. That's the alternate boat. That's the Joe Ritchie Spirit of Detroit going back to the pits and back to the leader, Mickey Riemann. What a great start. That was one of the finest I have seen in years. Mickey Riemann just trying to run away from the field and get the perfect start. He wanted to be on the inside. He wanted to be going at top speed. And look at this, the Budweiser slowing way down, turning onto the infield is Jim Cropfeld. They put a brand new engine in for the final, but obviously they've got mechanical problems and Jim is done for the day. Bernie Little obviously disgusted, the owner of the Budweiser, the winningest owner in hydroplane history. In the meantime, the Atlas Van Lines and Chip Hanauer giving chase to Mickey Riemann in the Squire shop, and he's right now going into the west turn. Mickey Riemann, look at the skid fin digging in, bouncing around. That boat is running better now than I've seen it in a number of races. Look who's right behind him. Chip Hanauer, the two-time Gold Cup winner, back in 82 and 83. In third place is the Renault. Milner Urban, the Miss Renault. The leader, Mickey Riemann and the Squire shop. There's the difference between the first and second place boats. The Atlas Van Lines in second place in lane number 2. Mickey Riemann holding on for dear life going into that east turn. Here comes the Atlas Van Lines giving chase. Jim Lucero of the Atlas watching. Fran Muncie there in the middle. Oh boy, you think she's nervous at all? This is the final, the run for the gold. They could win 3 straight if they can catch that man. Mickey Riemann in the Squire shop. Atlas Van Lines, Chip Hanauer, two-time winner of the gold, is in second place. It's turned into a two-boat race now for first place. The Squire coming around the west turn. Mickey Riemann, he's one of the best drivers in the business, but I think that start was by far the best that he has ever put forth. In second place, the Atlas Van Lines. Here comes the move by Chip Hanauer coming down in lane 2. Mickey Riemann in lane 1 in the Squire shop. He's slowing way down. The Atlas Van Lines moving into first place in the final for the 1984 Budweiser Gold Cup. In fact, Mickey's slowing way down. A little bit of fire coming out of the stack, or rather the blower, but it looks like he's all right, but the boat is done for the day. The Atlas Van Lines now enjoying smooth sailing as Chip Hanauer merely has to bring it all the way home. Here's the battle now for second and third place. Check that, second and third place. The Miss Renault on the inside with Executive Telephones and George Johnson moving up. He's in third, about to take over second place. Let's see if he can do it. Great battle for second and third. George Johnson also in a Lucero design and build hull with the Merlin engines. He's moving into second place. The Atlas Van Lines, however, Chip Hanauer going after his third straight Gold Cup, this time here in Tri-City. He has not won here since joining the Atlas camp. That was about 2.5 years ago. He won here once for the Squire camp, but he is winning the 1984 Budweiser Gold Cup to the Atlas Van Lines. There's Fran Muncie, the co-owner, with Jim Lucero, part of the crew standing down in the pits. They can only see part of the course. Second place to this man, George Johnson, and the Executive Telephones. What a great day for the Executive Telephone team. Third place, Milner Irvin, and the Miss Renault, the owner, Jerry Shanen. Chip Hanauer now joins in a very, very elite group. There have been only 2 other drivers in modern-day hydroplane racing that have won 3 straight Gold Cups, Ron Musson and, of course, Bill Munson. And keep in mind, they got that win today with really 1.5 engines. They had one healthy turbine engine. Chip Hanauer, Jim Lucero and company. There's Jim right there, shaking hands with Dale, one of the crew members, many others. We'll be back to talk with the victorious crew and driver in just a minute.
Guys, somebody have to ask.
Some 50 miles from Louisville, Kentucky, and an hour from Cincinnati, Ohio, is the community of Madison, Indiana, where for over 34 years now, unlimited hydroplane racing has been a major part of their summertime. Hello, everybody. I'm Don Poyer, and welcome to Madison, the site of the Indiana Governor's Cup, stop number 4 on the 1984 Unlimited Hydroplane Tour. First of all, a couple of developments. The Tosti, which was damaged during testing in Evansville, Indiana, a week ago, well, they're back here racing. They managed to go back to Seattle, fix up their backup boat, and they qualified here in Madison. They'll be racing. The second development, very exciting. The turbine-powered Light All-Star, for the first time, has qualified in 1984. Jim Hendrick is down with the excited driver, Tom Deeth, right now. Jim?
Woo! Tommy, congratulations. It's been, well, this into the 4th race, and now you're qualifying.
Well, the crew really worked hard, and I'll tell you what, they put together a valiant effort for this last-minute try. We knew that the boat could run fast enough after our run this morning, but there were just too many boats out there, too many wakes. We're having a handling problem with the boat. Obviously, it's very light. Jerry dialed some wing into it, and we went for it, and we got the Light All-Star in the race.
Don, you can see he's on it high. There's no doubt about it. Now, Don's over with one of our other drivers, and other boat crews getting ready, and they've had their problems. Over to Don and the Tosti.
Thank you, Jim. You're right about the problems, but first of all, Steve Reynolds, how do you feel about the Light making it? Another turbine?
Listen, that's 4 turbine, 2 Tostis, an Atlas, and now a Miller Light. I think it's great. Watch out, you piston guys. We're coming.
What about this now? This is your backup boat. Yeah. A little goosey or what?
Well, you know, we were a little nervous about it, so Dave Herensberger flew in from Seattle, and he says, calm down, young man. You got it under control. I feel great. Long as Dave's here, no problem.
Okay, well, have fun out there, but be careful.
I will do that.
All right, let's now go to Jim for the rundown of Heat 1A. Jim?
Okay, Don, we have a field of 5 for Heat 1A, thanks to the last-minute qualifying by the Light All-Star, and here's the way they'll line up. It'll be the U-20 with Jerry Hopp, checked in at 106 mile an hour. Ron Snyder, the hometown boat, the American Speedy Printing, at 120.8. Jim Kropfeld, Miss Budweiser, at 123.5. And a best qualifying speed for George Johnson in the Executone at 124. If I had to pick a favorite, Don, I'd have to say that the Executone is coming on strong. However, you got to give the credit to the Kropfeld and the Budweiser team because of their experience and past performance. Now, how about you? What do you see in 1B?
Jim, I'd have to agree. I think the Budweiser's got to be the favorite going into 1A. Let's take a look now at Heat 1B. First of all, Chet's Music, qualifying at 113.1 miles per hour. Todd Yarling, the driver. Followed by the Tosti Asti with Steve Reynolds. Remember, this is the backup boat, qualifying at 115.6 miles per hour. Then comes the Miss Renault with Milner Irvin at the wheel, 118.1 miles per hour. Next, the Union Bay Squire Shop and Mickey Riemann, a winner of one race this year, qualified at 119.6. Then comes the Atlas Van Lines, qualifying at a new course record 135.0 miles per hour, driven by Chip Hanauer. As far as Heat 1B, you've got a lot of qualifiers that have similar speeds, with the exception, of course, of the Atlas Van Lines. So look for a great battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th places in Heat 1B. We've got that and much more coming up from Madison, Indiana in just a moment. Stay with us.
Don Poyer along with Jim Hendrick here on the shores of the Ohio River for Indiana's Governor's Cup. And here are now the drivers for Heat 1A. Jerry Hopp out of Seattle driving the Miss Carl Yarling. Recently changed the name just this morning, as a matter of fact. We'll talk about it later. Tom Deeth, the driver of the Light All-Star. First time in '84 that he's driving in a race. Ron Snyder will be driving the American Speedy Printing. That's the host boat owned by the community of Madison, Indiana. Jim Kropfeld and the Miss Budweiser qualifying at just over 123 miles per hour. And George Johnson of the Miss Executone Telephones, a fine performance in qualifying at over 124 miles per hour. Again, the rundown now for Heat 1A. The Executone Telephones and your qualifying speeds on the right. The Budweiser, American Speedy Printing, again, the host boat. Miller Lite All-Star with Tom Deeth aboard. And the Carl Yarling, that's the U-20 at 106.6. Here's some of the previous winners. Back in '83, the Budweiser with Jim Kropfeld winning it. On back to the Squire Shop, the Budweiser twice, and the Atlas Van Lines with Bill Muncie in '79. And now the flying start under the Madison-Milton Bridge. Here we go with Heat 1A. In lane number 1, it's the Miss Budweiser with Jim Kropfeld aboard. In lane number 2, it's the Executone Telephones with George Johnson aboard out of those rocky river out there. High rollers. They're having to negotiate those as they go into the west turn. On the outside, the Executone Telephones, as I said, first to accelerate out of that very tight turn on this 2.5-mile course is that boat, the Miss Budweiser, with Jim Kropfeld of Cincinnati, Ohio aboard. First place is the Budweiser. Second place is the Executone Telephones behind the rooster tail of the Budweiser down these very, very long straightaways. Look at that boat bounce around out there in those very strange rollers that come off the shore and the shallow water here. They have some sandbars underneath, of course, in different locations, making the water behave rather strangely at times. The Budweiser, very heavy boat, a good boat to have on a course like this. First place to the Budweiser. You see the lead Jim Kropfeld has over George Johnson and the Executone Telephone. Completing lap number 1 is the Budweiser, coming down ahead of George Johnson. That man right there, that brand new Lucero design and built boat. Speed for the Budweiser, 109.8 miles per hour. 106 for the Executone Telephones. Third place going to the Light All-Star with Tom Deeth aboard. Not terribly high speeds, but it's because of the turbulence of the water here. Real choppy going down into that turn. The rollers come off the shore and back into the course. The Budweiser, as I said, a very heavy boat and can negotiate these turbulent waters probably better than most of the boats out on the course. Jim Kropfeld in first place, but look at George Johnson. Now the boat totally covered by the rooster tail of the Budweiser. Third place to Tom Deeth, happy to be out there. Ron Snyder of the American Speedy Printing got dead in the water down in the west turn. You see the boats go by him now as the Budweiser holds on to first place. They go past the bridge, up from under it again. That's the Madison-Milton Bridge, a familiar time for the Budweiser. First place, 105.5 miles per hour. Second place, the Executone Telephone. So they are slowing down due to the choppy water. The Budweiser with those powerful Griffin engines. And you see the skid fin digging in on the left side of the boat, holding on these very tight turns. The diameter only 690 feet. Normally they're around 12 to 13, even 1,400 feet in diameter. Third place to the Light All-Star, the turbine-powered boat, getting its first action experience here in 1984, qualifying at better than 116 miles per hour. But Jim Crutfeld is in control right now. Looks like he's spread it out a little bit ahead of the second place boat. That man rocking and rolling along is George Johnson and the Executone Telephone. The Budweiser under the bridge, back into that east turn. He comes around, flying around that turn. You can see underneath the boat. Oh, he's got a tight turn there to get past the American Speedy Printing. A great job of driving by Crutfeld to avoid what could be a disaster. He has to go inside. Executone Telephones went way wide, and of course that meant that the Budweiser picked up some valuable time. In first place is the Budweiser with Jim Crutfeld of Cincinnati, Ohio. Look at him rolling around, the spray coming up over the cockpit. There's his lead over the second place boat, the Executone Telephones, and George Johnson. Johnson, a former offshore racer, so he's used to rollers like this in choppy water, but not in an unlimited hydroplane anyway. The Budweiser again coming into that west turn in lane number 1. A lot of major repairs done on that boat, of course, after that accident that took place in New York, up at Syracuse while they were testing, but they got it repaired in time to come back and win last week in Evansville, Indiana. There's the lead again for Jim Crutfeld and company. Bernie Little, of course, owns this boat, the all-time winningest owner, and look who's gone dead in the water. That's George Johnson and the Executone Telephones. He was in second place, obviously some engine problems there. Second place now goes over to this boat, the Light All-Star with Tom Deeth aboard. Third place to the Carl Yarling Special, the U-20 with Jerry Hopp out of Seattle. Second place, though, to that man, Tom Deeth, in the turbine-powered Light All-Star out of Houston, Texas. It's owned by R.B. Bob Taylor. And this man, of course, Jim Crutfeld, working for Bernie Little, the all-time winningest owner, with 47 wins after their victory in Evansville, that being last week. And here's your winner for Heat 1A, the Budweiser, Jim Crutfeld, another 400 points.
If you're struggling with fat loss, high blood sugar, or high blood pressure,
300 points, his first of the year for Tom Deeth and company, the Light All-Star. And here are the standings after Heat 1A. The Budweiser picking up another 400. Light All-Star, great showing in its debut, 300 points. The Carl Yarling with third place. Heartbreak for Executone Telephones and American Speedy Printing. Both failed to finish. Let's go down to Jim Henrik now, and the winner of Heat 1A.
Well, Don, they didn't go over 110 mile an hour in their victory in their Miss Budweiser. What's the matter, Jim? The water rough?
Yeah, the water's pretty rough out there. That's I think that's actually rougher than it was last year when we ran our final heat.
That would have to be, with your heavyweight boat, the heaviest, I believe, in the field, a little advantage for you.
It's to our advantage, but it sure hurts the poor driver.
Well, let's hope we don't hurt anybody today. And Jim Crutfeld, of course, has a victory here in Heat 1A. Back up to you, Don.
All right, Jim, we've got Tom Deeth with us, who came in second place. The water looks incredibly rough, especially at the start and in the turns out there.
Well, our game plan really was just to get on the outside, start off the clock, because this is the first heat we've been in all year, and see how the boat reacted to the, to the wakes of the other boats. And we're kind of pleased that we finished. This is a new experience for the Light All-Star Racing team, just getting started and finishing in the same heat. So
this must remind you of Detroit a little bit.
Yeah, but the water is awful rough, especially up by the bridge. There's that sandbar up there, and coming out of turn 1 and 2 here, there's that sandbar there, and it always is rough there, so you got to watch those spots.
And again, back into that east turn with the Budweiser and Jim Crutfeld doing an outstanding piece of driving to avoid the American Speedy Printing there. The skid fin clear out of the water on the left side of the boat. He somehow avoids the American Speedy Printing and goes on to victory. Jim Crutfeld and the Bud. We'll be back with Heat 1B in just a moment.
Poyer here in the pits. Welcome back to Madison, Indiana. I have with me Executone Telephones driver George Johnson. George, you really threw a rod, didn't you?
We really did, and broke a crank. We were hanging right there with the Budweiser for a while, but I guess we got too much Budweiser.
This is one of the first, or rather one of the worst that you've ever gone through?
It is pretty bad. It's the worst.
Okay,
lucky it didn't go through the bottom of the boat, really.
Lots of work ahead of them as the Miss Renault and Milner Irvin heads out onto the course here on the Ohio River. He will be in Heat 1B. And here are the drivers. Todd Yarling performing in front of his hometown fans. He'll be driving the Chet's Music. Also, the Tosti Asti and Steve Reynolds driving the backup boat here in Madison. Milner Irvin, as we said, in Heat 1B, driving the Miss Renault in their second year of operation. Mickey Riemann, the national points leader in the Union Bay Squire Shop. And he will do battle with this man, the defending national champion, Chip Hanauer, in the new Atlas van line. Here's the rundown again as far as the boats are concerned and qualifying speeds. A new record set by the Atlas van lines on this course. Chip breaking his old record, the Squire Shop, the Renault, Tosti Asti, and Chet's Music Shop. And as I said, a new record set by Chip and the new Atlas turbine-powered boat at 135.034. Here we go now for the start of Heat 1B. On the inside, that man, Mickey Riemann, in the Union Bay Squire Shop as they come across the starting line now. In lane 3, you saw the Tosti Asti, and in lane 2, the Atlas van line. Here we go for Heat 1B. You see the Squire Shop live in a turn now. That's Mickey Riemann in lane 2. Chip Hanauer in the Atlas van line as they go into the west turn. The skid pit digging in, the water flying into the air. The Tosti Asti in third place coming around the outside. Here's the key now of these tight 690-foot diameter turns, the acceleration. And Chip Hanauer has plenty of it in that brand new Jim Lucero design and built hull. The turbine-powered boat, second place, the Squire Shop bouncing around. Look at Mickey Riemann. Holy mackerel, he's jumping all over the place. That boat normally very forgiving in choppy water. He holds onto it all right. In the meantime, Chip Hanauer coming into the east turn now as he comes around in first place on lap number 1 in Heat 1B. He's rocking a little bit there, but the boat seems almost immune to some of those rollers and swells that exist in both turns here in Madison, Indiana. Chip Hanauer, first place in Heat 1B after 1 lap. Speed for Chip, 124.86 miles per hour. He's moving. Second place, Squire Shop and Mickey Riemann. Of course, Chip drove that boat last year, the past couple of years. In third place, Steve Reynolds, the Tosti Asti, in their backup boat, their original boat back in Seattle being worked on for the Gold Cup in Tri-Cities. But in first place right now is Chip Hanauer and the new Atlas van lines. Chip, the defending national champion, 2-time national defending champion, as a matter of fact. His first year in a turbine-powered boat. Oh, it looks like that the Squire must have either, yes, he caught his sponson on the water evidently. I don't think he flipped the buoy, but boy, he's got a lot of time and space to make up now. He still holds on to second place as he quickly accelerates down that backstretch. Very, very long straightaways here where they maintain high speed for a long period of time. That's the Tosti Asti in third place, trying to hold off. I believe it's Chet's Music behind him. Back to that quiet whisper, Chet. You can almost call it the whisper. It's the turbine-powered Atlas van line. Chip Hanauer, who began racing in the little, small, limited hydroplanes back at the age of 9 years old. A national champion in virtually every division of the limiteds, and now on to the unlimited, where he's been a national champion 2 different times. Chip Hanauer coming around. His speed on this particular lap, 125.618 miles per hour. And again, widening that lead over this boat, the national points leader here in 1984, Mickey Riemann and the Union Bay Squire Shop. Back to Chet's Music. He is in fourth place, I believe, with the Tosti Asti right there. Steve Reynolds in third place. They've got a nice battle going on for third and fourth place. While it's smooth sailing for the Atlas van lines and Chip Hanauer. And look who's coming up. The Miss Renault now is coming up to challenge the Tosti and Chet's Music. He is in fourth place. Coming around now is the Squire Shop in second place. Coming down the back chute, the leader, Chip Hanauer, and the turbine-powered Atlas van lines, gliding over the swells as he goes under the Madison-Milton Bridge here in Indiana. The bridge, and of course, the river separating Indiana and the proud state of Kentucky. Chip Hanauer in first place here at Heat 1B on the Ohio River, gliding over those swells as he comes down the main chute in front of better than 96,000 fans watching Heat 1B on the Ohio River. Second place, back to again another Lucero design and built hull, that being Mickey Riemann in the Union Bay Squire Shop. Let's check the speed on Mickey. He's at 106 miles per hour, slowing down just slightly. There again is your battle for third, fourth, and fifth. In third place, that man, Steve Reynolds out of Seattle, Washington, the Vietnam veteran, driving a turbine-powered Tosti Asti. He's holding on to third place. On the inside is Chet's Music and Todd Yarling, the hometown boy from Madison, Indiana. Nice little battle there as they come down the main straightaway.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with
Back to first place, you can see the lead for Chip Hanau over this boat. Wait a minute, it looks like, yes, the Squire Shop is slowing down. Mickey Riemann has turned the boat onto the infield, so that gives even a bigger lead to that man, Chip Hanauer, and the Atlas Van Lines. Hanauer now can lay back while they've got a great battle here. In second place now is Tosti Asti. Third place, that boat being Chet's Music. Back to first place, Chip Hanauer. And you can see it's a little rocky out there on that west turn. He comes down to the back chute now. Very little remaining here in Heat 1B. A couple more laps. There's Tosti Asti going by. And this is the difference now between the second and third and fourth place boats. The Renault and Chet's Music going deck to deck down the main chute, trying to catch Tosti Asti and try to gather more points here in Heat 1B. The Tosti Asti going into the west turn. Steve Reynolds, he loves to do battle, of course. He can't afford to swing too wide, of course, because he's got a man on the inside, that being Chet's Music and Todd Yarling. In the meantime, better than half a lap ahead, here is the winner of Heat 1B, Chip Hanauer and the Atlas Van Lines. Let's take a look at that battle now for second, third, and fourth place. It's the Tosti Asti out of the turn first. He'll get second place. That's Steve Reynolds. Coming in third place, here comes the Renault. And in fourth place, it'll be that man, Todd Yarling, and Chet's Music. Good race here in Heat 1B. The final results are these. The Atlas Van Lines picking up 400 points. The Tosti Asti and Steve Reynolds behind him, followed by the Renault. Chet's Music with Todd Yarling. The Squire Shop with mechanical problems did not finish. Let's go down to the pits now with Jim Hendrick.
Well, Don, we're making our way now down to the Atlas Van Lines pit. The driver, Chip Hanauer. Chip, they said the water was rough, but you hit up to 125 mile an hour plus. I didn't think the turbine would do that in rough water.
Well, so far the boat's handling real well. You know, I don't know if it's going to stay like that all day, and who knows what the water's going to be like in the final. But so
is
far,
it really rough, like they say?
It's really rough. That corner down there is really bad, like it always is, and we're just going to have to wait and see.
You nailed that start pretty good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. I wish I could have that in the final, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, Don, the story of the winner of Heat 1B, Chip Hanauer. Back up to you.
And Jim, the Tosti Asti has come by the pits a couple of times now. Obviously, Steve Reynolds can't turn it off, and he's in Heat 2A. Let's go back to you in the pits again.
Excuse me, Ricky, I don't want to bother you, but we have to. What happened out there?
Oh, it's a beautiful day, but the water's awful lumpy. We didn't really have to beat Chip. We wanted to, but we really didn't have to because he's pretty low on points for the season. So we thought we'd beat him if we could. If not, we'd run second. Ended up breaking the engine, so we're going to have to run hard in the next heat.
You flew it down the back chute, lap number one. I saw you come real loose out there.
Yeah, it's about as loose as you ever want to get. There's a lot of rollers there, and this propeller's never been on the boat before. We tested with it, but testing by yourself and in racing is a different configuration. We've got to get the back end up a little bit. It was a little too loose.
Jim, how bad is this thing?
It's awfully bad. It's the worst I've ever seen. We've lost the left rear motor mount in the boat.
You in 2A?
We're in 2B.
So we've had virtually two engines destroyed, one here in the Squire Shop and one in the Executone. And in the meantime, the Tosti Asti has run out of gas, and they've got to get it back to the docks and refueled in time for 2A, which is coming up.